Okay, 1854, good luck. We've not played before, there's no head-to-head score there. 300 games of rapid, that's a lot more than I've done. I'm going to go forward and trade the pawn, I think. Now challenge for the centre, get the bishop up. Well, he's challenged the knight immediately. Okay, I'll challenge that bishop then. Okay. I'm going to prepare to bring the queen across to this side, maybe the bishop. How do I want to do this? I've got bishop up as well. Queen up, bishop check. Knight can block somewhere. And he's probably fine. Yeah, I'm just going to actually develop the bishop. Then maybe bishop up here. I could throw in a check and go a bit more aggressive, but I'm not sure I should. Now I've got the option to take. Now it's more tempting to actually take here. It does concede the bishop pair. But once the knight's gone, I can maybe check here. He's going to be a bit more awkward and might not be able to castle, because I've got this coming up as well. But it is conceding the bishop pair, but it mixes it up. If he takes with a rook, there's queen check and there's a pawn. If you go with the queen, there's bishop check, knight back takes, and you can't castle. I'm going to do it, why not? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. It's only a game. He has gone with the rook, so I've got this and I can grab a pawn, but he has got this threat here. Now, if I go there and he blocks with the queen, he actually loses the queen. So I'm going to throw a check in. He'll have to block with the knight, and then I can maybe actually go a knight forward. And I'm threatening to actually simply take, I think. But he will have a move a6. He can save it with a6. He can't block with the queen because of bishop up, so he'll have to block with the knight or move the king. Blocks with the knight. I can play knight forward to stop this threat, but then he's got a6, which is a saving move. But I could trade everything off and then he can't castle, but he probably wouldn't need to. So he's seen it and gone with that. I think it's still common sense to do this. Just play knight forward and maybe bring this knight up and support. Then I've got the option to trade if I want. I think he should just push his pawn. Otherwise, we're just threatening to take. So he has done that. So do I take and trade off? I'm going to play knight up here. I'm going to allow him this potential. Take, take, take. Mixes it up a bit. He does come forward. Okay, I was just considering knight across here. Do I do that? If he comes down, then I definitely take, but then this is loose. I'm actually going to develop the bishop, prepare to castle. I'm going to let him take if he wishes, and he does. Could get a bit spicy, this one. The queen can start to potentially switch sides. I'm just looking at castling for now. I don't think takes is a move. This pawn is loose, so maybe queen across. Does he really blast forward? He might do. I might be actually... I might have made a slight mess of this one. I don't really want to play f4, but I might have to. No, I can't play f4, so queen across to try and save my pawn, or queen... Actually, queen here is going to be neater. He might push, we can trade, and I'm still in time to castle. It could get very, very sharp, this one. If I play a move like f4 and then castle, there was potential for a queen check. But yeah, if he can just go for developed moves, attack. Oh, that's the 4, and again I'll have to ignore it. If I castle, he can grab a pawn. The pawn up, he can take here, that's no good. Knight across, he can take, then take. I'm going to have to castle, aren't I? Just accept I've lost a pawn. Now, if he plays with the knight, he's not quite threatening. I mean, he's got a check, but I'm covering it, so not quite threatened to win the queen. But if he goes with a knight, have I got pawn up now? Why can't I play f4? Knight check is covered. So what's wrong with f4 threatening to win the knight? I don't see what's wrong with that. Knight check is the only check, and I simply take the knight. So I'm going to do it. Hit 2 pieces at once, threaten to take back. Knight check to attack my queen, I can just take. Queen back I can take with the queen, otherwise I'd be losing my knight if I went with the pawn. Queen down here. My queen is protected, so I could take with the pawn or the queen. So he's played queen forward. So hitting the bishop, so I've really got to take with the pawn. I don't see any further threat to me there. Take with the queen, he takes the bishop. So I'm just going to take. And try not to blunder my bishop here. Obviously try and get the queen off the board now. Knight across might be sensible. Otherwise just try not to forget about my bishop. Like queen back and he could still take. So bishop back might be a sensible move. And then get across, so he's going aggressive. Bishop back there is not a move. Actually, rook across to centralize the rooks, and then bishop down is a move. Yeah, I like the look of that. I don't want to burn all my clock. I like the move just simple bishop back, challenge this bishop. I guess he can step back. But now I've also got queen down or rook here. Try and get the queen off the board. So the queen's gone back. But now I can go here. Doesn't matter which one I'm on. Actually, I'm going to go to this one. So he was attacking the knight there. If I go here, I'm potentially walking into this pawn push. But I'd really like this bishop off the board. Maybe plant the knight forward now. So knight up, pawn down, just take across looks fine. So I want to play at a reasonable pace to not get down on the clock, but I'm going to try and plant the knight in the middle, which we can now do. So knight's now centralized. There's a threat there. Bishop back, queen across to create a big threat. Rook up potentially. Let's play pawn up. Maybe even just rook up and double up and put pressure on the pawn. I could go potentially g4 and try and get the bishop off that way. That's a risk though. I might allow the queen back. I'll just click my little heater up there. It's not too bad in here though right now. It's not winter yet. Right, queen's gone across. So I might actually do g4 now. Force all the material off. Take, take, take. Take, take. Rook across. Got a shattered pawn structure. It just looks winning to me. So I'm going to do it. It's a risk to my king's safety. But I'm just going to take. And knight takes is a threat as well. So I think that looks just winning. Just take. Okay, that's a very good win.